Thank you very much. I'm not sure what Grandma wants. She's been talking to me for a while, and I keep asking, what do you want, ma'am? Thanks. A bit expensive, but wow. Here, I'm randomly trying street food in Korea. The shape is very unique. Today, it's going to end up as a street food tour. I really wasn't expecting this at all. There, oh wow. That was really complicated. I have no idea what this is here though. Apparently, I must have entered someone's place without meaning to. What is this passage? I walked into someone's place, but no one's here. It goes hard. Seriously? It's no joke. You love me. You love me. He loves you. There you go. That's 34 cents. The rude guy in South Korea. Thank you very much. Hello? Hello? We start this day with a muchas gracias. I just ran into a nice Korean, well, two nice Koreans. One was a Spanish teacher and the other had lived in Europe. He was telling me, yeah, I lived in Holland and so on. I traveled a lot in Europe and they were super nice. Annyeonghaseyo, my friends. I hope you're doing well. New day, new adventure, new vlog. We're coming to you live from South Korea, more specifically in the city of Jeonju, the city of bibimbap. That's right, and I had one yesterday. And actually, I invite you to check out my previous episodes because I've already released the adventure playlist in Korea if you missed them. You can also find all my previous adventures in the playlist tab on my YouTube channel because I filmed a lot of them. There was Japan just before, there was Algeria, Tunisia, Latin America, and so on. So for today's plan, we're not going to make things complicated. We're going to continue what we started yesterday. We're going to try to finish exploring Jeonju. Maybe we'll go up into the hills a bit. Yeah, that's it. Mainly, we're eating now since it's 1 o'clock and I'm really hungry. Yeah, this morning I had a really hard time getting out of my room. It's -10, yeah. And yeah, it hurts. It really hurts. But well, we're going to push ourselves to go for a walk anyway. There you go. We're well bundled up. And then, we're not stressing about it. It's always in adventure mode because we're prepared. Anything can happen. And as usual, if you want to encourage me because you enjoy this content, well, don't hesitate to do so by letting me know in the comments. By liking, sharing, and subscribing if you haven't already. And also, join me on my Instagram account, Benetko, because I really post a lot of very cool stuff there. Come on, let's not waste more time. Let's go. No, that's right, Spanish teacher. Let's go.
Check if they're not sitting there.
Hello. There's even a little couch. Yes, I don't know what she wants, Grandma. She's been talking to me for a while now. Hello. What do you want, ma'am?
You...
I didn't get it. No worries. Let's warm up here. 안녕하세요? I couldn't see. Me, France, Paris. Paris, France. Thank you. That feels good. Oh, I can tell. What is it? I feel like it's missing persons or I don't know. Alright, we're off. Alright, let's keep going. I showed you these alleys yesterday, right? With that beautiful cathedral. What I didn't mention earlier is that I had trouble leaving my room because it was -10. It's true, it's extremely cold. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy exploring all day like this, outside in the cold. Yesterday it was raining. So yeah, I admit the conditions are pretty tough, but oh well. Honestly, it's mostly because I go to bed really late every day, to be honest. I go to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning to edit videos every day. And so, well, obviously, it's getting harder and harder for me to wake up. And when I know that, after that, there's a little -10 waiting for me or a little rain, well, it's true that I tell myself, okay, it's not a big deal. We'll go out a little later. That's it, quite simply, but it's okay, After, from 1 o'clock until 6 or 7 in the evening, that still gives us a nice long day of exploration. Well, so I won't show you all that again, We're in the traditional village of Jeonju with those famous typical Korean houses, the Hanok. I've already shown you that in yesterday's episode, which I recommend you go watch if you missed it. Because it was really a really great episode. Even though we faced rain yesterday, today we're dealing with freezing cold. Well, it was cold yesterday too. But now, it's cold. Freezing cold. And you see, I even saw on some sidewalks that there was a little bit of snow. It actually froze, really. Look. Subtitles by crayons, so I don't really know what those little gadgets are for actually. It looks like a tree scarf. It's a new concept so the tree doesn't get cold, but I think it's very pretty. There are actually some on every tree. It's adorable. Since it's in Korean, I don't know what it's for. Let me know in the comments if you do. Tree hug zone. It's actually for hugging it. Actually, you give it a hug. Basically, it's something like this. Thank you, nature. Thank you. That's true, we have to thank them. It's thanks to them that we can breathe. It's so nice to just relax here in the warmth. Wow. It's really freezing, huh? So, right now I'm at the dumpling house. The dumpling house with Korean dumplings called mandu. You must try these famous Korean dumplings when visiting Korea. Except you should know that the real recipe, 99% of the time they're made with pork meat. So if you have any specific dietary restrictions because you don't eat pork or meat, for example, well, it's true that it will be a little complicated to be able to try mandu here in South Korea. But there are still some places that offer alternatives without pork meat, for example. And here, well, I'm at home, so dumplings. We have plenty. They're a little expensive. 2,500 won. That's not cheap for one. Usually, you buy these street food version on the street. 6 of them, maybe, I don't know, between 3,000 and 6,000 won, yes. Here, 2,500 won for just one. That's a lot. But there are plenty of alternatives, including vegetarian ones. So they're only steamed. They look like this. I took 3 different ones. I'm not sure of the flavors. One has shrimp and this one might be spinach. There you go. It's not... Bad at all. You need to put a little sauce on top. But normally it's really better like this. We're in the tourist district, so that might be why they're so expensive. But like I told you, if you buy them at markets or on the street food style, you can eat a lot more for much less money. And I just spotted a place for tonight. I think we'll go try some more in another spot where they're delicious and cheaper. Actually, I found the restaurant last night. After finishing the vlog, I went there for dinner. Wolu wolu. Look at this, I already took a bite. I was too hungry, sorry. It's so good. I don't know what it's made of, like little leaves. They're a bit expensive, but they're really very good. I have one with shrimp. Yeah, a real good shrimp inside. Right, a bit expensive, but the quality is there. So on this street, I spotted a lot of cool places. Cool. I couldn't try everything yesterday since I had a big bibimbap. But here they actually make a sandwich in a baguette, which is pretty rare for South Korea. It's a burger sandwich, that's what it says, and I saw a lot of Koreans coming to eat that yesterday. I spotted another place that's right there. They make bimbap croquettes. Yes. A bit like the bimbap burrito I had when we were in Busan. Well, they make bimbap croquettes. You see, there are lots of different croquettes. Well, so I let myself be tempted. I took 2 of them. Today will turn into a street food tour, right? So I let myself be tempted because it really made me want to try it. And yesterday, well, I wasn't hungry anymore, so I wasn't going to force myself logically. But today, since I haven't eaten much, I just had 3 little dumplings to show you on video. So I wanted to try the famous croquettes. So here I got a potato croquette. Yes, for a change. And I got a cream cheese croquette. So the first one costs 2,001 and the second one costs 2,501. It's really good. It kind of tastes like a donut. Well, like a donut filled with cream cheese. Creamy cheese. So good. Wow. Well, that's tested, validated, approved, and it's right next to the dumpling shop, but I'll put all the addresses in the description box, okay, with the exact geolocation of the places. That way, if one day you also want to try a little bit at all these places I'm showing you, you won't have any trouble finding them. Wow, the cream cheese is incredible, and they're really generous with the amount, you know, it's filled with cream cheese. They have lots of versions, you know. They have bibimbap, bulgogi, red beans, and so on. I'm moving on to the second one. So this one is supposed to be sweet potato, not red bean. Incredible. Honestly, it's substantial. Right? It's not hollow inside, right? I'm pleasantly surprised because it's really well filled. I mean, it's not hollow. It's really a nice surprise, you know? I wasn't expecting that at all. I didn't expect it to be so full inside. It's hearty, but I prefer the cream cheese. The cream cheese was amazing. I don't doubt that the others are also very good, but the cream cheese, that's a little gem. It feels good to start the day like this. Well, I was this close to getting another cream cheese because I enjoyed it so much, but in the end I let myself be tempted by new things, and I have absolutely no idea what it is. So, I asked the nice gentleman, and he explained rice to me. I don't know what it is. It's really, here I'm randomly trying street food in Korea. The shape is very special. But, we'll see. What's stuffed with rice and worth 1,000 won? No, it's fine. Okay, I know what it is. It's really good. It's a donut, but actually stuffed with rice paste inside, you see? It has a texture a bit like mochi, or, you know, that slightly sticky, elastic texture. It almost looks a bit like cheese. It's really good. Well, I did the right thing, see? I took one, but honestly have no idea what it is. He couldn't explain it to me in English. He just showed me a vegetable on his cell phone. It looked like some kind of big radish. You know, like those big Japanese radishes. Is that it? I don't know. And it cost 6,000 won. It's very creamy.
It's very good, but the texture is a bit more,
Crispy. Crispier than the previous ones. It's very good. I only made good choices. I'm really happy. I'll show you the sign in Korean. If you know what it is, feel free to tell me in the comments. That way, at least, well, I can also find out what I ate. So today is Monday, and yesterday was Sunday. And actually, on weekends, Jeonju is a city that's very popular with Koreans. Because it's not far from Seoul, you know, only an hour and a half, and it's not far from quite a few other cities. Everything here is well connected by train, bus, and more. So many Koreans visit this beautiful city. That you can see, you know, wandering through the streets, discovering, exploring. And that's why actually, well, yesterday there were a lot more people, I think, even though it was raining. Whereas today, well, you see, there aren't many people in the streets. It's pretty quiet. Well, sure, it's cold. But it's not raining. And it's sunny, so that's nice. So now we're heading up into the hills of the city. What I missed yesterday due to rain. So I didn't really want to, you know, spoil it for myself. But today, well, we're going together. Yesterday it was raining and we had to be careful. Well, because it was slippery. But today it's really cold. And it froze, so you have to be very careful too. That's it, don't slip. Because right now, it's like an ice rink in some places. And you see, there's a little bit of snow that fell here. Just a little. In some places, it gives us a nice little layer here. A mix of white and green. So here I'm at Omokdae. It's a nice little pavilion, very charming and traditional. Korean look, it's magnificent. And actually, here, we overlook part of the city of Jeonju and part of the traditional village of Jeonju, the Hanok village, Jeonju Hanok village. We're a little bit hidden by the trees, but as you can see, we overlook the Hanok village of Jeonju. But right here, wow, the wind, it's freezing. I'm getting it all right in my face. Damn. I don't know how that lady managed to sit there like that in the cold. Because me, I stay there for 2 or 3 minutes, frozen like that, just to get some shots. I'm frozen. There's really a nice little walk up there, which is great to do in the hills of Jeonju, just outside the Hanok village, especially the Mural village, which isn't very far from here. And it's in that direction that we're going now. So it was really cold during this trip to Korea because I came during the winter season, you know. But when I was in Busan, it was better because we were in the south of Korea. It was a bit milder. But I think today is really the coldest day I've experienced in South Korea, you know. Honestly, it's biting, you know. And it's crazy to think that during these almost 8 years, well, on YouTube, of traveling around the world, I experienced all sorts of temperatures. And especially the two extremes. There's the extreme heat with almost 50 degrees everywhere in Touba, Senegal. Or even when I went to Tunisia in the middle of June. It was very complicated. And I would have experienced the very cold. Also there, like for example right now in South Korea. -10, it hurts. It starts right now. Look. With Edward Scissorhands. Magnificent. If you don't get the reference, it's a Johnny Depp movie. And Edward Scissorhands. It looks like the RV Lost in Alaska. In the movie, which I'm blanking on the name of, by the way, a great movie. He's nice. There's a bit of style. I like it. It's not a camper van, more a caravan. As you might guess, I think we're at the Mural Village entrance. No, not from Yosu. But from Jeonju. Yes, since we also did the one in Yosu a few days ago, which was really nice. Up in the hills of Yosu, it was a different setting. We had the sea in front of us. Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson. After that, I'm unsure about the rest. Pavarotti might be there. I don't know. Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. Actually, what's nice, especially, this mural village is beautiful, not just for its colors, it truly stands out. Really, it actually makes everything livelier. The buildings, the little houses, but best of all is this. Look, we're actually right in the middle of nature. We're walking through a little park like this. And on top of that, we're going up into the hills of the city. All right then. The higher we go, the colder it gets. But it still remains very nice. I have no idea what it is though. Here. It looks like a small abandoned pavilion over there.
Avec une stèle.
He's not. Yeah, not much here. Of course, this is definitely not the best time to explore South Korea. Especially when you're a content creator and an explorer. On the other hand, I think that in the summer, all the places I've been to, or even in the spring when the weather is a bit nicer and milder, it must be really nice. But when it snows, it's nice too, you have to admit. It really adds a lot of charm, you know, seeing nature covered in snow. But when you're exploring outside all day, it's true that it's a little bit more complicated. Now that's really strange. I thought I had taken a path to go back down, but apparently not. Apparently, I must have accidentally entered someone's property. It's actually very strange, and this staircase doesn't reassure me at all. But really not at all. What is this passage? Yeah, actually I'm ashamed, but I really did go into someone's house. What? I'm on a terrace, I am. Yeah, I actually had to take the same path back down. Alright. I crashed at a Korean guy's place. It's going badly. It kind of feels like an abandoned neighborhood, I think. There's nobody here. on the other hand, the murals are really stylish. Nicky Larson, I love Nicky Larson. I was a big fan of Nicky Larson when I was a kid. By the way, the real name isn't Nicky Larson, it's City Hunter. It's written right there too. The mural is beautiful. It's true that Nicky Larson is kind of an anime that has been forgotten, I think. When we think today about anime, manga, and so on, we think a lot about Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, and so on. And Nicky Larson, I feel like it's really been forgotten, you know. Nicky Larson was really good, though. Please tell me you knew about it. Nicky Larson fears no one. Afterwards, you have to look on the bright side, right? Maybe if I had come here in the middle of summer, it would have been packed with tourists, whether Korean or international. The advantage is, there's nobody here, you know? I find myself in all these spots. Off-season, in the middle of the week, and in the middle of winter, and there's nobody. Very original, ma'am, giving us the finger. I like it, it's stylish, and I'm in it. Look. With these little mirrors here. Hey, hello, we're here. I'm behind the camera, that's really me. What I actually like in these places, it's that, well, I already told you earlier, but it's actually very pleasant because all these colors give it a lively feel. It's much prettier than houses that are all gray or all black. It really brings it to life, you know? Ah, a little cafe. Yeah, it would have seemed strange to me if there was absolutely nothing. A little cafe with a view, very nice. Plus there's Sun Bear. Titi, I also really like Titi and Sylvester. It was really funny to watch. That was the time of cartoons on Sunday evenings on Canal Plus. What was it called again? Sack Cartoon or something like that? Man, that was a long time ago. I feel old when I talk about that now. Well, today we have so many options to watch cartoons, TV, the internet, Netflix. And it must be really cool here in the summer, right? Look at this terrace here. You just sit down, enjoy a nice quiet coffee or a drink. With the view of the Jeonju mountains. It's funny because actually the Jeonju Hanok village is very pretty, very nice. But it feels like today, well, all the Hanoks have become either shops, restaurants, or street food stalls. Whereas on this side, actually, it feels like there are still people living inside. You see, here for once it's neither a restaurant nor a museum. See? No. It looks like a small traditional Korean residential neighborhood. It's very quiet. Very pleasant, huh? Well, there's the noise from the cars because right behind me there's a road. But otherwise it's very quiet. You see what I was just telling you? These are real homes, huh? Here, we're at someone's home. I wonder what Hanoks look like inside. How actually the houses are laid out, the architecture inside. It must be really nice to visit. Or maybe even spend a night in a Hanok. That must be really nice. So, when I was in Japan, I had the chance to sleep in traditional houses. Yes, the Japanese ones, the famous Japanese inns, the ryokans. And the experience was really nice. You even sleep right on futons on the floor. I really liked it. But now, with the Hanoks, I'm wondering about it. In any case, I really like this side of Jeonju. I like it here. These alleys with cobblestones, these stone walls, these Hanoks. I'm glad I didn't spoil much for myself yesterday. And it's much nicer when it's not raining, you know? On this side, there's a nice walk to do as well, along the river, like this. It's very pleasant. There you go. It's in moments like these that I tell myself I could never live in a country like Canada, for example. So, I went to Canada in 2014 to Montreal to be exact because Canada is huge. I visited the French-speaking region to see our Quebecois friends. Greetings to them. Also, if any of you are watching, I know a few are. Montreal was great, but I went in the middle of winter. And I can tell you that the cold over there is brutal. Seriously, it's no joke in Montreal during winter. So Montreal is one of those places I'd really like to visit again, but in the summer. Because in winter, thanks, but no thanks. Even though I know you can comfort yourself and warm up with some really good poutine. Yeah, no, winter is tough, you know, especially since it's cold for almost 6 months of the year. No.
I'm someone who likes the sun more. I actually prefer it when it's really hot rather than really cold, you know? Because when it's really hot, you can go swimming, you know?
But the advantage when it's really cold, on the other hand, is that you sweat less. You see, you're not all sweaty as soon as you take a step and so on. So every climate really has its advantages and disadvantages, and especially for me, since I like to travel light, the advantage of hot climates is that I can bring fewer clothes. So basically, I have a much lighter bag when I know I'm only gonna stay in a country where the weather is really nice and warm. That's it. I don't bother bringing 2 pairs of pants or anything like that, no. It's a t-shirt, a pair of shorts, underwear, and that's it. No, I'm kidding, that's a bit much. But it's true that I have a very, very minimalist list, which lets me travel light. It's very important, especially since I have equipment and so on, so it allows me to have a small bag. And that's how I travel light, by doing my laundry every day. And I can tell you, it changed my life. Honestly, it's true. It took me 10 years to understand all this, that I didn't need to have 4 pairs of pants, 3 sweaters, and so on. Often half the clothes you bring you don't even wear. It's completely useless. So minimalism was a radical change for me. And it's very practical. So I wanted to take another walk around Nambu Market during the day because when I arrived yesterday, well, it was already dark and a lot of shops were closed. But it's still very quiet, you know, I think. You see, there aren't many people. On the other hand, yes, the few restaurants I noticed last night are open, for example. This one offers bibimbap and it's 9,001. Yes, because the one I ate yesterday, well, like I was telling you, it's an institution, but it costs 15,001. And I told you that, in general, a bibimbap is between 7,000 and 10,001. After that, it all depends on what's inside, you know. If there's raw beef, the price can go up a little more and so on. The advantage of markets like this is the abundance of food and street food. So, the bibimbap was reasonably priced, 9,001. After that, I don't know if there was beef in it or not. I didn't check. Sometimes it can be a vegetarian bibimbap. They're really good, by the way, the vegetarian bibimbap. You can also just put an egg on top of it. Yum. It's amazing. It's good, it's healthy, and it's filling. Not many people here, but everything's open, unlike when I arrived yesterday. And normally there's a man here. Apparently here it's a lady who makes excellent dumplings. You see, annyeonghaseyo. It's steamed. That's what we ate earlier, right? Except earlier we got them from a chain store. And it's much cheaper here since it's 5,001. Sorry, I made a mistake. That's not a lady. Actually, he had his head down. And the pink apron, that confused me. I'm sorry. It's still the same man as yesterday. Very kind and very friendly. They look really good, huh? There you go. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jesus loves you. I love you so much. Thank you. Do you love me? You love me? He loves you. Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Much. I'm going to hand out a mask. Jesus loves you. I've noticed there are many people in South Korea who preach in the street. The word of Jesus. That is to say, when I was in Seoul, I saw a lot of people outside with microphones. Well, there you go. Who were there reciting, I don't know, maybe religious texts or something. We're not going to get run over. No, not like this. Not now. Not after everything we've done. But the mask, we're lucky, it's not relevant anymore. COVID is finished. It feels good to be able to say that. I don't know if you realize, but that's it. We can finally live peacefully again, without the masks. And it really feels good, even though here in South Korea and even in Japan there are still a lot of people who wear masks. So actually, I asked a Japanese person when I was in Japan, why are there people in Japan who still wear masks? And generally speaking, in Asia, in some countries, the explanation is different. For example, in Vietnam, I was told, yes, it's because of pollution and so on. But in Japan, the gentleman told me that it was out of politeness. That is, there are people who sometimes feel a bit sick. So, as soon as they feel like they're gonna get a little sick, or as soon as they feel like they're sick, out of politeness, in public, they will wear masks to avoid passing their virus to others. That's the explanation I was given. I don't know if that's exactly the reason, but apparently it's done as a precaution. But if you know a bit more, as usual, I invite you to interact with me in the comments section. 안녕하세요. It's not easy, poor her. Standing there all day with products like that in the cold, it's crazy. Still, in a country as developed as South Korea, you can still find phone booths, right? It's impressive. Even in France, we don't have them anymore. And yes, it's nighttime and we're still in Korea. Korea is all lit up at night. You know it now. If you've watched the previous episodes, you know how everything here is always illuminated. It's starting to snow. Look, well, it's very light, you'll see, but there are little snowflakes falling. So I'm not taking you to Oteria. No, because it wasn't great the last time I tried it. Well, when I tried it. Well, I also had a very weird hamburger with rice instead of bread. I'm taking you to a safe bet that I tried last night. 안녕하세요. It's the little shopping street I told you about, which is 2 minutes walk from my hotel, and there are quite a few nice little restaurants. And that's where I want to take you, into this alley. There are 2 safe bets, and there's this one that looks pretty good, which I haven't tried, but I'm almost sure it's a safe bet. They make those Japanese style set menus, which I really like. And there's this one that I tried yesterday and that I'm going to try again tonight, because I absolutely wanted to show you something very special. Yeah. So here we are in this nice little restaurant that's half Korean, half Japanese, because they also offer udon and so on. And udon, I discovered that in Japan, so here we have a nice little mix of food. And actually, here, you don't order from a waiter, you do everything on your little tablet. So you order, and you can even call the staff on your tablet. Well, I won't do it because I don't want to bother the lady who's right there behind her counter. But if, for example, you have a question or something like that, you need something, you press employee, call, and that's it. And it calls the restaurant staff. So the advantage here is that you can set the menu to English. Oops, there's no French. Sorry, you have to learn English. So you have noodles, you have udon. There you go, you have lots of nice choices. That's what I often found in Japan, these plates with pork or breaded chicken, with rice, vegetables, and so on. But I didn't come for that. No, I didn't come for the mandu soup either. I came for the dumplings. And the mandus, well, there are plenty here, there are a lot, and I got the shrimp mandu and the seafood mandu. Alright, so here it costs 6,000 won, and as you can see, there are several of them. So we have meat mandu, which is vegetables and pork. We have kimchi mandu, which is pork with kimchi. And I don't need to introduce kimchi anymore, right? Kimchi. If you've been following my videos, we have half portion mandu, so half a portion. We have assorted, so it's an assortment of dumplings. So mandu, the ravioli, we have shrimp mandu and seafood mandu. And I think we're going to be just fine. We even have fried mandu. It's not just mandu and noodles, you know. There are also Korean specialties, the famous bibimbap, and you can see here, it's 7,500 won. It's the vegetarian version with the little egg on top. And everything they offer looks really good. But I've already made my choice. And once you've decided what to order, you use your little card. Traveling is living. By the way, if you want to know which card I use when I travel, feel free to check the description bar. I always put everything there. I even have some good deals. There are referral links and everything. So if you want to open an account, at least you'll get some little perks. It's always something extra. There you go. You just put in your card and place your order. And yes, plus when I pay with this card, I don't have any fees abroad. And that's really nice. And the good thing about South Korea, kid, well, it's a bit like Japan. They always bring you, you know, a little glass of rice wine, something like that. You don't have to wait for an hour. It's automatic, especially while you're waiting for your dishes to arrive. There you go. And, well, you always get these little appetizers that come. I love it. It's nice to have that to start the meal. Also, what's great is that it's usually all you can eat in restaurants. That means if you want more, for example, you can ask for more. Sometimes even in some restaurants, there's a little table in the middle with kimchi and lots of little side dishes like that. And you can go and help yourself. Usually it's rare for me to get kimchi a second time. But it's not bad, you'll say. But all he does is eat. Well, this is my dinner. There's something you should know. I'm not trying to justify myself, but many people watching the videos think I spend all my time eating. That all I do is eat. But no. I haven't eaten anything since the croquettes we had around 1:30, something like that. I haven't eaten anything at all, and now it's 8:32. So I'm really hungry. I didn't even have a snack or anything because I'm a bit sick of all the little sweets, cakes, and stuff like that right now. I don't know, I just didn't really feel like that kind of cake. I wanted a fruit salad more, but I couldn't find any, simple as that. So now I took a little egg to start with, gotta have protein. It only costs 500 won, that's about 34 cents. If you take 3, it's about €1.30, and honestly, that's pretty good. You've got your little dose of protein. Thank you. And there you go, part of my meal has arrived. I say part, why? Because I doubled up and here are the mandus, Korean dumplings. So I don't know which ones these are. I think they're shrimp dumplings. So you see they're steamed in this utensil. Often they're in wicker baskets and so on. Here they're on small metal baskets. I showed them to you today. They're delicious. I know because I tried them yesterday. What's great about this place is they offer many kinds of mandus, like at lunch today. Oh, here's another one coming. Zanida. Wow, they look amazing. I'll show you, okay? Like Zanida. So what I was saying is that actually in this place, what's nice is that they offer different types of mandus. It's not just the classic pork and vegetable ones. There are also ones with seafood and so on. And now I have the second batch. Wow, they just arrived. They look amazing. I think these ones are shrimp. Zanida, she's really nice. She brought me some little condiments. So, this costs 6,000 won. There you go. You see, it's much more worth it than at lunchtime because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6,000 won is about 4 euros. When I tried them at lunchtime, I only had one for 2,500 won. It's not very cost effective. I think this one is... I don't actually know what it is. Let's taste it. I love sushi. Of course. I think it's actually shrimp too. Both are shrimp. So the thing is, with chopsticks, it's not very practical because every time I pick them up, they split in two. So I do it like this a little bit. I admit it's not very nice for others. Hello all again. I think about a llama. The rude guy in South Korea. Excellent. Plus, they even give you a little spicy sauce to dip them in. There you go, like this, you can make your mandus a little, you know, spicy. These ones are much easier to pick up with chopsticks than the others. The texture is so delicate that they open up really easily, while these ones seem to have a slightly thicker texture. You see? They left the tail on the shrimp, but excellent. Wow, though, it really packs a punch. I wonder if it's not shrimp kimchi, because they're super spicy. I'll peel it just for you to show you the inside. There you go. So there's like a kind of paste with it. Tested, tried, validated, approved. All that's left is to enjoy. Bon appétit. It's really such a pleasure though to eat ravioli. These last few months I've been switching a lot between rice, noodles, noodles, rice, rice, noodles, noodles, rice. And now eating Korean ravioli, it really feels good. I love sushi. Sushi, well, of course. So it might seem surprising, but there's a place on earth where I also had excellent ravioli, and it's not in Italy. It was in Turkey during Turkey Season 2. I also had some during Turkey Season 1 in Kayseri, but during Turkey Season 2, I had mantu. The typical Turkish ravioli from Sinop, and in Sinop, that's the local specialty. They're excellent. I remember there was cream and so on. I really recommend you check out the episodes in Turkey because they were pretty good too. We traveled around the country quite a bit. 2 seasons, more than 80 episodes, in short anyway. All the episodes from the previous adventures are available. As usual, in the playlist tab on my YouTube channel, I really recommend you check out that tab because there's a lot to see. Cheers. Well, I ate well, honestly, it was delicious, and I just noticed something, by the way. It's true that the advantage of paying directly at your table is that you don't have to wait an hour to settle your bill. Having to ask, excuse me, the bill please, can I pay? Nope, it's already paid, let's go. Bye, what was that? I don't think she'll notice anyway. Well, I ate well, it was delicious. I forgot my beanie, and I can tell you that right now, in the middle of the night, it really matters, huh? The cold really hits here. That's it for today and this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, let me know in the comments. So, as I explained to you yesterday, Jeonju, I could have easily done it in one day. Everything can be visited quite easily. All the tourist spots are not very far from each other. But I decided to spread it out over 2 days. Well, simply because the conditions weren't suitable for outdoor exploration, especially the first day I arrived with the rain and everything. And actually, that's what Koreans usually do when they come here. They spend a day, one night, and then leave the next day. That's what they often do, especially on Saturdays. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, especially the young viewers, for watching this video. D'avoir regardé cette vidéo. And I'll see you tomorrow, live from South Korea. It will be the last stop in South Korea. We're going back to Seoul. So I know there are many of you who might say to me, but Ben, you didn't visit this place or that place or that place. And I'm especially thinking of Jeonju Island, which is considered the most beautiful island in South Korea. Well, no, I didn't do it. For the simple reason that during this winter season, I'm not sure it's really the best time to visit Jeonju Island. That's it. It's cold and everything. It's not necessarily very pleasant, so I decided to just skip it. And well, maybe we'll save it for a second season, who knows. We'll see what the future holds for us. Thank you, bye.
Ciao.